everyone, welcome back to this channel. My name is Bronte, and today I thought I would do like a little bit of a, I want to say deep dive, I don't know if that's the right phrase, into my Commonplace books. Also, I will just say before I get into it, it's so windy here today, so if you hear the wind, I apologise. So yes, apologies for the wind, but hopefully it's not too bad. So yeah, I've been keeping what I would consider commonplace books for a long time. I kind of became much more aware of commonplace books when I started watching Megan Rhiannon's channel, and started kind of more actively collecting things for my commonplace system. I don't know, Megan's just a really amazing person, a really inspirational books, and yeah. So I think once I started kind of watching her content, it made me want to more actively collect information. So yeah, I think previously I had done it at a much slower pace, let's say. Okay, so these two, let's start with these because these are my old ones. These. Oh, also this is a card that I got with the Megan Rhiannon order, so it's nice that's there. So these are from Paperchase, which is it was a stationery chain in the UK. It just went into liquidation. It's just gone under, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so these are like really chunky Kraft paper notebooks. I don't know why I originally bought this book. I bought this years ago. You can see it's got this like grease stain on it. It's all like scuffed along the spine, and it's full of stuff. And then I bought a second one that I have not really filled up so much. But yeah, I don't know why I originally decided to buy this notebook. I don't know why I decided on Kraft paper. I do like Kraft paper, but yeah, I don't know. I think I liked the size. It's quite small. It's slightly, I'm just comparing here, it's slightly taller than A6, but about the same width. And I liked that it had a lot of pages. I'm just gonna see where we should start. Okay, maybe let's start here. These are some sketches I did of ideas for quilts. I got really into the idea of quilting. Haven't really done very much of it. I do sew as well as like knit and, you know, journal and stuff, but I haven't sewn for quite a long time. So I think that I started this book in about 2018, so it's quite old. So yeah, the beginning is obviously then. So let's flick through. It's like making ideas. Oh, packing list for Paris when we went to Paris. Places to go in Paris. Somebody wrote these out for me, like places to visit when we were there. These were notes about some fabric that I made a dress from. I did used to sew a lot more than I do now, so there's some sewing stuff in here. This was a like books to read list that I wrote out chaotically and then wrote it again neatly. Oh, this is some notes on a sweater I made. Knitting. I'm gonna kind of flick through quite fast because there's like a lot of the same sort of stuff. Sewing stuff. Ideas for knitting. Sweater ideas, like designs and stuff. Mainly this was used to keep knitting things. And sewing, I suppose, yeah. these were some notes about this wool with the yarn label in there as well. Late night thoughts on sewing / knitting. I think I used to like, I think I still do it, but maybe in a slightly more organized way. Is that like I used to get really obsessive with making ideas. And this was kind of where I put those ideas. Oh, look here, my Make 9 2019. So this is a long time ago. So if you're not like a knitter or a sewer, there's sewist, I don't know the word. This kind of thing people do that's called a Make 9, and it's like 9 things you want to make that year. So this was like my original list for 2019. Have I made any of these things? I made this cardigan, and I made this cardigan, and I did make these Persephone pants. I did make those. So yeah, not much. Notes about sewing patterns. Some goals for the year. Notes on like a colour combination. Some more yarn that I got. Wardrobe staples. I still like obsess about wardrobe staples. Yeah, this was really just a place for me to kind of like dump sewing and knitting ideas. It's a skirt I made with that fabric. Something about, some notes about a rail fence quilt that I do have a partially finished rail fence quilt. Another skirt. More yarn. Design ideas. See, I was much more enthusiastic about design. That's a cute cardigan. So I think I sketched this at work, so I put paperclip the envelope in here. Oh look, Make 9 2020. So that's like kind of a year's worth of notes. Where's the Make 9? Well, anyway, you know, that was kind of, you can see I didn't use it that much, you know. It wasn't like I filled up a whole book in a year. I was using it quite slowly. Oh, made a jacket with this beautiful boiled wool. Books to read. Oh, I think this list I may have made right at the beginning of lockdown, because I was at home and like knitting all the stuff from stash. Maybe it was when, no, we're not there yet, because Unravel was a knitting show I went to that was February 2020, and this was my list of things I wanted to see. And I think these were the notes I took with me. I didn't want to take the whole book, sorry. Oh, some notes about this wool. Yarn label, some nice wool I bought. Oh, 26th of February. It's useful that I date these things. Some plans for staying in. This was my list of things to do whilst we were at home. Yeah. Stash planning. Looks like I decided to scrap that. Oh, here it is. That's the the better one. I obviously wrote this as like kept changing it, and so decided to write it out again. Oh, and then right at the back, I've got, oh here you can see there's all sorts of bits. Something I went to see this Annie Albers exhibition at the Tate Modern. I loved that exhibition. It was very inspirational. And then there's books I read in 2018. So in 2018 I read 28 books, and then 2019 there was 40 books, and then in 2020 32. I think at the end of 2020 that's when I started using Goodreads, so I didn't have to make lists anymore. And what's this? A receipt, a code for a hat that I never downloaded, a yarn label. So yeah, that's that one. So this one's full. Let's look at this other one. Okay, so there's some notes about knitting again. This was like, I think I was just like more into writing about knitting or like had so many ideas. I think I'm less like that now. Ideas for IGTV. Oh, they don't do that anymore, do they? I was kind of like quite into the idea of doing more content creation at that point. More stash planning, summer top idea. So now I think this is maybe slightly more of like a collection. This is some outfits that Marta, a character from Knives Out, wears in the film, because I was really into that. Ideas for my Animal Crossing island. Oh, it's films and books that reference Stranger Things, or that are referenced in Stranger Things, sorry. I watched, which got really into watching like YouTube breakdowns of all of the like pop culture references in Stranger Things at one point. So I decided to write down notes about that. Animal Crossing notes again. Knitting plans for 2021. Ideas for TikToks. Oh look, YouTube planning. So I kind of was planning YouTube for a long time. Journal ideas. This was for when I did my like collage journaling. Project ideas for certain yarn, or a certain yarn, sorry. A trip to a knitting shop in Brighton. I made some notes for that. What's this? Colour combination notes. I don't know what this is. This is like maybe some notes about using up my stash. Oh, some notes on a design submission I never submitted to. Design ideas to work on that I have not worked on. There's some colour combination notes. Oh no, this is like yardage notes about a pattern I wanted to knit. Cardigan idea. Look, I have so many ideas for things I never design. Some like notes on things I wanted to like add to my wardrobe. Note again, yardage notes on a specific pattern. An idea for a cardigan. That's a receipt for some socks I was gonna knit, or I did knit for Chris. Sticker shops on So Rower that I liked. It was like a reference list. Notes on the Animal Crossing update from November 2021. Some goals for 2022, I guess those are. More knitting notes. This is kind of getting boring now, I'm sorry. Some sewing. That's some linen. I made a dress. Plans for stash yarn. Ideas for my knitting again. Oh my god. Oh, and then this is some notes about some more yarn that I got. And a Coffee Monster's wish list. And look, notes on Commonplace notebook. I think I decided I didn't want to use Kraft paper anymore basically, and then I was kind of deciding what was going to go into my Commonplace book, a new Commonplace book I was going to start. And that's some Animal Crossing notes. And that's it. This is quite empty. Oh, there's a postcard. I think I got this for free when I ordered from PopMart. Knitting YouTube notes. Knitting notes and a postcard for a yarn brand. And that's it. Yeah, nothing else. So yeah, those are my like early iterations of Commonplace books. And then from there, once I started watching Megan Rhiannon's channel, I started using an A6 Midori notebook. So I bought this from the journal shop. I don't know when I got this, at least a year ago. And I originally was using Megan's system with the bright coloured dots. This was my like little key. I did a collage page on the very first page, and then was keeping many more quotes in here. So this is much more of like a quotes heavy Commonplace, as opposed to these others that were like lots of ideas. This was more, I was kind of actively copying out things. So these quotes are all from Sylvia Plath's journals, which I've read them all. The massive, what's it called? Like the collected journals of Sylvia Plath or whatever. I read that probably over a year and a half or so, and was kind of tabbing and underlining as I went through. And then, I went through again and copied out some of my favourite quotes. I drew in the margins, I should say. There's like 1 square in here and then 4 squares here. And this side was used for extra notes about what I'd copied out, if that makes sense. So we've got some Sylvia. And then I moved on to her letters, which my favourite collection of her letters is the one that's called Letters Home, which is all of the letters she wrote to her mother. There is like a complete collected letters of like all the letters she wrote to other people, but I like Letters Home, the ones that she wrote to her mum. Coffee Monster's wish list. To break up the quotes from Sylvia Plath. Also, I was turning pages when I first started if there was loads of blank space, and now I would never do that because I would just, I don't know, I've really gotten into the habit of drawing a line and just starting something else. Hobonichi plans for 2023. I don't think that needs that much explanation. Unread books in my collection. I went through all of my books and wrote down which ones I had not read. And gosh, the list is so long. I have now read some of these. Or like donated ones that I have not read. More unread books. I think this one was May and then this is July, so I'd acquired more books. This is a list of non-fiction I wanted to read because I got quite into reading non-fiction. Just gonna drink coffee. Okay, so Hobonichi shopping list for this year. Before, you could add things to your cart or whatever. And then later on, I went through and added these notes in brown ink about Catherine Karas's videos. Just because, I don't know, I just discovered her channel and I was really, really into the vibe of her videos and wanted to kind of capture that in a tangible way. So I kind of was writing notes about it. So all of these pages had this blank space at the bottom and I filled it up with those notes after the fact. So they kind of run on to 4 pages, you see. These were ideas about knitting. And then there's a couple of quotes from The Musgrave Ritual, which is a Sherlock Holmes short story. This bit about him having a commonplace book was excellent to read. And then we've got some more knitting plans and knitting thoughts. This is from the beginning of this year. And then this is when probably around this time I wrote these, was when I started commonplacing in my Hobonichi Weeks. Again, that's what Megan does in her weeks, or she used to. I don't know if she still does actually, but it seemed like such a fantastic use of all those notes pages in the weeks. So I kind of migrated to there. And now I use this as a bullet journal. So this has been the past few weeks, is bullet journaling. This is today. And then I've got all of this blank space. So I think I will continue to use this as a bullet journal, which I can talk about in a, like I'll probably talk about it in my like planner recap for March, because it's just a place I come to like ramble about stationery. Like this week was when all the previews for the Coffee Monsters anniversary sale items were coming out. And then last week I pre-ordered the Traveller's Company olive in a passport size. I'm so excited. So that's partly what this is about. Also, just an FYI, I'm writing 2 lines of text in 1 line of grid. Because the Midori has an, let me check, because I can always forget. It's a 5mm grid, which after using the Hobonichis seems really big. So by like writing 2 lines of text in 1 line of grid, it makes way more sense for me, because I feel like my handwriting's kind of messy in here, because I try to make it bigger to fill the grid, but writing really small is very satisfying. I think it looks really nice on the page. So yeah, that's that. So this commonplace kind of evolved into bullet journal. And then let's look at this one lastly. This is my Hobonichi Weeks for this year. This is a long video, sorry. I didn't want it to be so long. This is my Hobonichi Weeks for 2023. And I am now commonplacing in the back of this. I did start commonplacing, is that even how you say it? I don't know. I did start making commonplace page like notes. Probably when I could start the book in December. So end of November, beginning of December. So let's have a look. So this is my like little collage page on the notes, you know, the note, like the intro page to the commonplace. No, to the plain pages at the back. I've got it marked off with a little Coffee Monsters tab. And yeah, let's go in. I've got a key which is now not in bright colours, it's in these washi dots that are from, I got these ones from Stationery Pal. You can totally find these on AliExpress as well. You'll notice that I didn't use this palest one because I thought it was too close to the other 2, so I changed it for a grey, which is from a different roll that I have, which is kind of annoying because I'm not just working from one simple roll, but oh well, it's fine. So are we in frame? Yeah. So yeah, so this I've got quotes from The Secret History, which was the first thing I copied out into here. I just went through my copy that I have underlined and copied them out into here. Also, I underlined some particularly some particularly nice sections of the quotes that I liked. So that's here. Also, I was leaving, you know, it's got this kind of slightly heavier line. Can you see in here? If you don't know about the Weeks, there's this slightly heavier line which I was using as a margin, and I like that, the way that looks. So yeah, we've got, also somebody asked me in a previous video what the star referred to. Honestly, I used this star the first time because I had to correction tape something out and I covered the star. The star covered the correction tape. So that was like, it doesn't really mean anything. This was like me trying to cover a mistake. And then I think I like used it later on for something else. Let's see. So these are all secret history quotes. And then you know, this is where I started the ruled sectioning. These were some notes on vampire books. Catherine Karras did a video where she was like reading vampire like genre books for like a week leading up to Halloween, and some of them I'd never heard of, so I wrote a list. That's a quote. And then again, this is like the same list I made in my Midori of the like vibes of Catherine Karras's videos. Some quotes from Pandora's Jar by Natalie Haynes. I really liked that. Some making ideas. So this little light bulb sticker is they're from Paperchase. And I thought these were really cute, and I kind of put these in when there's like specifically also an idea. Maybe I should add that to my key for next time. You know, this key, maybe I should also include a light bulb next time. So these were some making ideas after I watched Enola Holmes, because that really inspired me. Oh, this was some YouTube notes, personal style notes, knitting pattern ideas to go along with that, knitting plans for 2023, a poem I saw that I really liked on Instagram, and then there was these Sherlock Holmes quotes from the Musgrave Ritual. I put those in again. I'm really not adverse to copying things out multiple times. I quite enjoy it. So yeah, so this is my little kind of commentary on the fact that Sherlock Holmes has a Commonplace book. These are the outfits Marta wears in Knives Out. I just love that film so much. Like, I would watch it every week. I love it. And then there's some notes here from a Megan Rhiannon video, which was, I don't know, I think I saw quite a lot of people had copied down what she'd said because it was very poignant and like beautiful and eloquent. Okay, and then there's quotes from the Journals of Sylvia Plath. Again, you know, I've copied these out multiple times. I did put a star in here. Why did I put it in at that angle? Anyway, yeah, this was kind of to denote a favourite thing. So I think that's kind of, I adopted the star as like favourites. So this is Sylvia. Oh, some thoughts I made, some notes that had thoughts about her journals and like with the quotes that I'd written. A list of paperback releases for kind of the first half of this year, which I'm excited about. I've then put these into my like weekly and monthly calendars in this book. Shops I want to shop from, sticker shops, YouTube notes, colour combination notes on a sweater that I want to knit. I did a YouTube video about this, which is from maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I should have drawn a line in there. Maybe I'll do that right now. So I have this stainless steel ruler, which I really like. But I did just get this last week. I got this Hobonichi stencil, which I've wanted for a while. But yeah, I tend to use this stainless steel ruler or my pencil board, whichever, whichever. And when I draw the line, I draw it like not all the way across the page. I leave like one grid either side. Just cause. And then what else have we got? More YouTube notes. Oh, I sat in a coffee shop and made all of these notes. I need to refer back to that because, yeah, I have not. Planner thoughts. I think I just was like, I get so obsessive thinking. I think, you know, I used to obsess thinking about knits. Oh gosh, so windy. Don't know if you can hear that. I used to get really obsessive thinking about knitting and like things I could design and like patterns to adapt, and now it's more like things I think about are like planner things. I just think, you know, my interests have evolved in a way. Okay, so yeah, planner thoughts. And then I can't even remember what I was thinking about. Maybe just like things for next year. Yeah, maybe just things for next year. I can't remember. I would have to like close read it. These were some kind of notes when I was looking at the things I save on Instagram. I tend to save kind of like more like nice outfits and things like that. So sometimes it's nice to remind myself what I've been inspired by, like maybe like thinking about what I want to wear. So yeah. Oh yeah, more planner thoughts. There's a piece of plus minus tape in here. Another quote that was actually at the end of an episode of Criminal Minds. Oh, stationary chat video notes. I need to tag that with, let me do it. This green dot tweet. These green ones are for YouTube. Great. Oh, this is I also wanted to start a wish list, but I wasn't sure how long it would get. So I've got it on a sticky note, and I think I will kind of, I think I'm going to leave it here now because look, I've made notes on this page. But I was going to continue to kind of shift it around, but it's obviously going to stay here now. Oh, and then some notes on Patreon, which also needs to be tagged because I wrote those on the train to work because my brain was overflowing. What should they be? Personal notes. Yes. Ooh. Brown. So, yeah, I was making notes about Patreon, and I now have a Patreon. So that's nice. And that's it. So that takes us to page 29, and there are 71 pages in here. So at one point I was worried I was not gonna have enough pages for the whole year. We'll see. I'm like more than a third of the way through, and it's only March, which is only a quarter of the way through the year, so less than a quarter of the way through the year. We'll see. If I run out of space, then I will overflow into something else. Yeah, so that's my commonplace system. Yeah, if you have questions, please let me know. I am no commonplace expert whatsoever. I would maybe refer you to Megan Rhiannon's videos. I think she's much more kind of like kind of not aware, but like she's like very actively like collects information, and she does it in a really beautiful way. Yeah, what else shall I say? The only other thing I'm gonna say is I have this spring Hobonichi notebook, and I think this is going to be my commonplace for next year, because I am not 100% sure whether or not I'm going to have a weeks next year. We shall see. That is something I can think about for plenty of time, because you know, we've got plenty of time until planners for next year are coming out. Yeah, I did say earlier on that I ordered a Travelers Company olive passport size. I'm thinking that might be my planner next year. It would be a bullet journal, because I don't know, I think I need something smaller. So yeah, that's for another video. But if you're still watching this and you're interested in the Travelers Company olive, I think I will be getting it in around a month, mid to late April. A friend of mine has also pre-ordered hers, and I think we might be planning to do like a little unboxing together, which is really nice. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, that's all, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, like I said, any questions, just let me know, and I will try my best to answer them. And I will see you in the next video.